FC Naples won. Sporting Jacks won. FC Naples wins on penalty kicks 3-1 thanks to a late goal by Julian Cisneros to get us into penalties and some huge saves from Lalo Delgado and Josh Grant, who came in the 77th minute. Paul, the slide is over. FC Naples finally gets back in the win column, albeit through penalties.
Yeah, I think this is a game that we're going to take credit for being a win. If this game would have stopped at 90, I think it would have been a draw that felt like a win. Getting that bounce in the late equalizer is the type of momentum swing that can really launch a team through their next couple matches, especially when we've not been playing well. So you get that late equalizer against a championship side. You could see that there was almost a weight lifted off the players. Some of the reactions, if you watch the replay, I think it was a really big moment in this season, and hoping that'll spark some energy over the next couple matches.
Yeah, hopefully that can give us some momentum to build on as we head into Westchester now, and even more games coming up. We just kind of needed that spark and that moment, and it was nice to get that, even though it came so late in the 95th minute. Like you said, it was a championship side that we beat, a cup set. We beat them on penalties, and I don't think either team played particularly well. For me, at least, it was a frustrating game because, again, we kind of struggled to create anything significant chance-wise, it seemed. Just a lot of shots from outside the box, a lot of shots that were blocked. It was frustrating, and I think the players were getting really frustrated. But then to get that classic FC Naples goal, running down the wing, beating the man, cutting it back, and then Cisneros just with the clutch finish, just burying it. You could see the excitement, and then once that goal came, it looked like we could have gotten another two towards the end of stoppage time. But yeah, just a frustrating game. I think the moment kind of started in the 17th minute when Jacksonville scored. Farine picked up the ball about 30 yards out from goal, and then it looked like he just took one too many touches. And then in that formation that we were playing, the three center back formation, we just got burned. We gave the ball away. We had numbers forward, and they were able to pick out two passes. And next thing you know, it's 1v1 down the wing, and he plays the ball in, and a good finish by Jacksonville. But that was one of the ones where it's like, okay, we were, I thought, the better team, at least for those first 17 minutes. And then here comes Jacksonville on the counterattack, and they get the goal. What did you kind of make of their goal, and how frustrated were you in watching that?
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the goals this year that teams are scoring on us come from self-inflicted wounds. We're not, whether it be a poor touch that leads to a counterattack, or just not closing out on guys and giving them chances that don't feel like chances, that they just capitalize outside of the box. So kind of just one of those feelings that it goes in, and it's happened a few times this year where we were the better team, the goal goes in, and we're not able to claw back in there. The Orlando City game comes to mind. Didn't matter how many questions we asked, they had the responses, and we walked out of that one with a 1-0 loss. So a tough hill to climb, and it took almost every second of that game to get back level. And you're absolutely right that it really seemed like they were pushing to get the winner in regulation.
Yeah, it was frustrating, and I think we've seen, like you said, a lot of self-inflicted wounds this year, and that was another one where we just got caught out. The three center backs at the back, we were kind of dealt another blow there around the 30th minute when Tristan Rose went down. What looked like an injury, he came off. Hopefully he's all right and is back healthy again, or able to rehab with this week off. But then we see Gio Migletti come on for him, and I did not have that substitution in the cards. I thought we were going to go back to two at the back, and then figure out a way to go more attacking almost. So I wasn't sure if he was going back to like a 4-3-3 or what we were going to see as far as formation change. But Migletti kind of stepped in and ended up playing center back. And to his credit, I don't know if he was ever going to play center back this season, ever thought he was going to play center back this season, but he stepped in, and I thought he was fine. I thought he was able to get back in there and really limit their chances, which second half especially, it seemed like they had 3 or 4 really big chances, and Delgado and Grant both stepped up with incredible saves. But I thought Migletti stepped into that center back role and stepped up. What did you make of his performance, our striker playing center back?
Yeah, I would be curious in the history of football if that position changed, was ever a 60-minute stopgap. Uh, you know, really speaks to the type of player he is, and I know the club was really excited to bring him in. But that type of versatility is, for people that aren't super into soccer tactics. That's almost like Otani being so good at hitting and pitching. A guy that can play up front and uh, and center back is just not something that you see in soccer today, and probably ever.
Yeah, it was a weird change. And like I said, when he came on, I was like, okay, I think we're going to go 3 at the top and the 3 up top and really try and create more chances and break these guys down, because Jacksonville, while they are a championship side, they've really struggled this season, and they actually have some really big names. Yuri Eskalainen's son played forward for them. They had Phil Neville's son was playing for them. The Manchester United legend, just a lot of also European experience, a lot of guys that were playing in League One in England, in the Championship in England, and throughout the USL as well. So it's weird to see. I did not think Jacksonville was all that good. I thought we kind of gave them all of the chances that they had in that game. But still, it's a championship side, right? We're playing championship competition, and we held our own for the rest of the game, and we're still kind of banged up, working through some injuries. We saw another one with Juan Osorio coming on for Luca Mastrantonio, another midfielder coming on for a center back. Definitely another odd change, but again, Oso kind of came in, and he, I thought, did another bang-up job kind of helping us transition from that back line and playing down the wings and kind of getting back to that style that we had seen earlier on in the year. Instead of just trying to force chances in front of goal, we got back to let's distribute the ball out wide, let's play down the channels and try and find a cross in. Just some odd formations, but I think, we're in this skid. I think now's the time to tinker and see what works. All right, so we will give you a little peek here behind the curtain. Paul's currently in Panama for work. His Wi-Fi is apparently not the best in Panama. Panama, I guess, not known for their Wi-Fi. So we lost all of our audio when we recorded this on Monday. It just didn't save any of his audio, and we were missing about every other 5 minutes. Parts of the recording were missing, so we decided we'd try to record again tonight. I just lost him completely, so we've been texting offline now. But I'm going to go ahead and finish off solo here. We'll finish talking about the Jacksonville game. Be sure to comment down below your thoughts on the Jacksonville game. But after halftime, we did see Juan Osorio come in. Oso came in for Luca Mastrantonio. Another odd change, but I think it added something to the game. I think Oso stepped in there and played pretty well. Hopefully Luca Mastrantonio's good, back to being healthy, and it was just a tactical change, but not sure what was going on there. Then we had a couple more, just as we kind of settled in there, it seemed like Jacksonville was creating some more chances. They had some good looks, some good shots, great saves by Delgado. Then we see Josh Grant, who also, got to give a shout out to Josh Grant. He just got called up to the Jamaican national team, the Jamaican senior team. 18 years old. He comes into the game as the new goalkeeper, and he comes in. Every test that they had of him was answered, and he passed with flying colors. A couple huge saves there, like Delgado had made. He steps in, makes a couple really big saves, And not only did he make saves, but then he also was able to distribute the ball and kind of led us on a counterattack a couple of times. So it was, great to see him step in. Huge opportunity for him, and he stepped right up. So that was awesome. Well-deserved call-up, too, to the Jamaican national team. You love to see it. Super excited for him and his bright future in this game. After that, though, it wasn't there was kind of like just not a lot. Like if you think of it as a boxing match, it was kind of getting late on in the game, and no one was really making any more jabs. It was just kind of little pokes here and there. Nothing really else going until about the 88th or 80th, 85th minute. That's when we kind of seemed to find another gear almost and really started to put them under. And it was just like, okay, we got to score here. We got to find a way to get in. And eventually, sure enough, we do. We see kind of the build-up play down the right wing. Another just we had seen earlier this season where we were so good out on the wings and playing those balls in, and that's how we had won so many games last season. So we kind of expected more of the same. It felt like, and correct me if I'm wrong, or if you, the listener at home, had a different thought, but it felt like we got away from that for a few of these games. And I don't know if it was just frustration as we kept losing games or what was going on there, but it felt like we got away from our bread and butter. But then we bring it right back. Farine beats his man. He's able to get past him, has the advantage, has the angle, gets down to the byline, cuts it back to Cisneros. Cisneros buries the goal. Boom, it's 1-1. We've played 95 minutes now. We finally get our goal. We got all the momentum going in our favor then. And you could see on the looks of the players how big of a goal that was. Also, Cisneros, easily my man of the match. Hardest working player on the field, has been for all of these games. He's just, I love him over there at left back. And then for this one, it almost seemed like he had gone up and was playing a striker position, a forward position. He was so far up the field. So great to see him get another goal this season. And just, what a player he's been for us. Huge in that left back position. And he's also been one of those guys that seems like he could actually play any position on the field. But yeah, love to see it. Well-deserved goal for him. But overall, just a great team goal, I thought, too, with Farine getting down there, beating his man, playing the ball in. Boom, we're right back in this. It's 1-1. From there, then, nothing really else was able to happen because we scored so late on. But if that goal would have come 2-3 minutes earlier, I think we could have pushed and maybe even gotten another. Just impressive stuff. It felt like we had found our game again. Then we go to the penalty shootout. I think if I could have been a fly on the wall inside of Jacksonville's Sporting Jax's training sessions on Monday, I think they would have just been practicing penalties because it was not a lot of good penalties. To Josh Grant's credit, though, he came up huge with that final save. But the first one from Jaskalainen, whose father played in the Premier League, goalkeeper for Bolton Wanderers, just blasted over the bar. Meanwhile, we come up, we're clutch. We were, all the penalties were so clutch. Osario had his saved, I think, but it was still a pretty good penalty and a good save, making the keeper get down. Then they come up, hit one off the crossbar with the second shot. Third one, I still don't know how that one manages to get in. I think he just hit it with enough pace. But Josh Grant gets to it, and he's able to tip it up onto the bar, which is exactly what you are taught to do as a goalkeeper. Just has a little bit too much pace on it, comes off the bar and falls in the back of the net. They stay alive there. But it was looking like, and when he saved it, made contact with it, I thought, oh my gosh, we just won this penalty shootout 3-0. Which would have been crazy because I think then we would have had one of the longest penalty shootouts in the U.S. Open Cup that went 10 rounds. And then we could have had one of the shortest with 3 rounds, which would have been pretty impressive. But unfortunately, that ball went in. Then we go fourth round. Josh Grant steps up, denies Kieran Sadlier, who last season was actually playing for Wycombe Wanderers in the English League One, the Football League, League One, had previously played for Leyton Orient, Bolton Wanderers. So this is a guy played for Ireland's under-21s. he's got some experience. So a huge save for him. Like I said, such a well-deserved call-up for him to the Jamaican national first team. What a player we've got in that. And we saw the celebrations commence. Much needed celebrations. We can kind of get back to, hopefully, our winning ways now. I know it's just a League Cup, but we get the extra point. We move on. And now we move on to Westchester on Saturday. To close out with this Jacksonville game, just a huge win, huge to get a goal, huge to take down a championship side, right? To play up a competition, play a team that's a league above us. Huge result. You have to hope that it builds some momentum now heading into Westchester. Man of the match for me, I have to give it to Julian Cisneros. Not only did he get the goal, which was very well deserved, but he's, I think, for the past 3-4 games now, been one of, if not the hardest working player on the field. He's always making the run. He's always tracking back. He's flying all over. He's playing every position he's asked to play. Just what a player. What a player. So glad he got the goal. Couldn't think of anyone more deserving. I know it was really a team goal, like I said, but so happy for him. Just a massive player and excited for him to continue on with us and what a future I think he's got within this league. Just excited for the guy. Moving on now to Westchester. So we'll come back and I think we'll try to preview Westchester later this week. But taking a look at their form, they have also been out of form. So I know we hopefully have righted the ship, but Westchester hasn't won in regular time since April 8th. They have lost 3 straight across all competitions. They did manage to beat Portland in penalties in the Open Cup, but lost 4-0 to Boise, lost 1-0 to Richmond, lost 1-0 to Fort Wayne, and then just lost their derby match 3-2 to the Cosmos at home. So they're coming in off of a 3-game skid across all competitions. I think this Westchester team is going to be vulnerable. I don't think they're as good as last year's Westchester team, and that's saying something because last year's Westchester team was not good. They've given up quite a few goals as of late. Against NYCFC in the Open Cup, they gave up 5. They haven't really been able to score. They did get the 2 goals against Cosmos. They gave up a late goal, heartbreaking goal there. They did create 4 shots on target, had 11 total shots, so they're kind of creating some chances, but not a lot of big chances, it seems. So I think this is going to be another huge opportunity for our back line to really step up, get back to the old self that we saw earlier in the year, that we're not going to give up goals, and really let us try to play our style. Let's get back to our bread and butter. Let's get back to playing down the channels, cutting the ball in, and finding guys there who are able to finish. I think if we can do that, we can get back to our winning ways within the league and hopefully right the ship. No one likes to lose, and you could tell how frustrated all these players were with all the losses kind of starting to stack up. And now we get the win against the championship side. That's got to create some momentum. Heads should be higher up during training, and you just got to be more excited about it, right? It's exciting times. I think everyone that left that game on Sunday night felt good and was so excited for Saturday and to go get 3 points. So let's go and do it. I think that's going to do it for our episode. I know this is a shorter episode. We're hoping to get Paul back. He'll be back in the country on Friday, so we will hope to get him back next week. But thank you all so much for listening. Be sure to follow us on social media. Maybe don't share this episode, but any of the other ones that are a little better. It's hard to do this solo, flying by yourself, especially when your co-host is cutting in and out thanks to some poor Panamanian Wi-Fi. But thank you all so much for listening. Until next time, we will see you soon, and come on Naples.